So, yet another little job. I get the feeling there are going to be hundreds of these little jobs. This time it's the turn of the rubbing strake, which goes around the join between the hull and the cabin structure. I've taken it off, and then I looked up prices for replacement, and they look to be about £15 a metre. Now, okay, the boat's only just about 6 metres long, but obviously it needs to go all round both sides and the back. So I would say this is probably about 15 metres, multiplied by 15 is about 250 quid. Well, 225 I suppose. So if I don't have to, I don't want to replace it. Now, A, it's dirty, yeah, fair enough. B, it's probably quite scratched in places, which is unsurprising because that's pretty much its job. But after a little bit of research, it seems that it's possible to bring these back to life a little bit with a heat gun. So that's what I'm going to try. But rather than do the whole thing, I'm going to pick a section. It's going to be this section here, and I'm going to give that a whirl. So let's get set up. So this first step isn't anything particularly surprising. Bucket, hot soapy water, a cloth, and I'm just going to give it a really good clean down, inside and out, and we will see how it looks afterwards. This looks kind of like, I don't know, oil deposits or something. I can't tell if it's the top or the bottom. That's on the top. Well, I suppose there's nothing to stop it being put back on the other way up. And then we have it, the bottom is looking all right, top not so much. I might have a little garage with very, very high grit sander just to see if these come off without too much trouble, and then we'll see. I'm almost hoping it doesn't work, if I'm honest, because that's what, just under a metre, and it's not the worst part by any stretch of the imagination. So there's quite a lot of time involved in bringing this back up to scratch, and that's one of the decisions that I think you have to make when you're doing this sort of thing, is whether the £225 or whatever it may be to replace it, weigh that up against the time and effort involved in bringing something back to life and keeping it usable. So it's always a bit of a juggling act. So we're back in the garage for this bit, and I'm going to be using the mouse rather than the orbital sander because I want a slightly more refined approach. And I got a very high grit 240 I think on there, just to see if I can take out these stubborn patches. I mean, you can feel as you run your finger over them, you can feel that they're there. So it'd be nice to try and get rid. I realised actually in doing that, it's my mistake, that is the bottom rather than the top, and you can tell quite clearly because this side is more dull, this side has been bleached in the sun, but also you can feel the difference between the two sides. When you run your hands along it, this is much drier, much more cracked, and that's hopefully where the heat gun is going to come in, so I'll crack that out next. Okay, so basically it's a posh hairdryer. But what it should do is either burn the crap out of the plastic, or hopefully bring it a little bit back to life. I'm going to go very gingerly because if I do mess it up, then yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. So let's see how we go. Oh, okay. I mean, it's very wobbly at the moment, obviously, because it's still warm. But actually, it's not too bad. That bit I haven't touched, and this bit is looking considerably better than the area that I haven't treated. So that's not too shabby. What I think I will do, though, is wait for it to cool, and then I'm going to pop on something that I picked up in, of all places, the middle aisle of Lidl while I was shopping for carrots and parsnips, which is silicone oil spray, which much as with the teak oil over there, should just give it a bit of moisture back into the plastic, and we'll see how it goes. But initial reaction is, yeah, this could work.